Thanks for tuning back into Hedgenomist, your go-to spot for unpacking major economic developments that have the power to transform our lives. In this episode, we are zeroing in on India's bold chase for a $10 trillion economy by 2035 and its true sustainability. Are our policymakers recognizing the major challenges that lie ahead? What are the risks in our current strategy and how urgently do we need to pivot? If these questions keep you up at night, you are in the right place. Let's break it down and see what we need to change. India's economy is on fire right now. Nominal GDP is about $4.2 trillion in 2025 and is projected to hit $10 trillion by 2035. If we sustain a growth of 7 to 9% annually, that's adding $1 trillion every 12 to 18 months, driven by infra booms, digital leaps, and a young workforce. But here is the big question. Is this sprint sustainable or are we setting up for a crash? Let's look at borrowing trends. Our public debt is around 80% of GDP and external debt is up 9.5% to 747 billion. Over half of that external debt is in US dollars, 53.8% to be exact, making us tied to the greenback. Our foreign reserves, they are massive, 700 billion plus. But again, mostly in dollars and US assets. But there is a problem. At the current borrowing levels, if the growth dips below 6 to 7%, it will become unfeasible to sustain investments in green energy, job creation, and infrastructure without triggering fiscal vulnerabilities. And the impact will be 20% of the budget. Policies like fiscal consolidation recognize some of these hurdles, but do they really go far enough? Now, let's discuss the freebies, commonly called as revenues. Free power, free cash, free food for 80 crore folks. They sound great for poverty relief and quick consumption boosts. But are they sustainable? States like Punjab are buried in debt from the freebies, diverting funds from infra and borrowing more. Moving on, let's discuss the geopolitical angle. When the US slaps tariffs on India for our ties with Russia, it feels like bullying. So we are pushing back, and rightly so, by trying to expand economic ties with BRICS nations, promoting local currency trade and trying to establish an alternate payment system. But we must keep it balanced here. We can't afford hypernationalism. While India can deflect US bullying by not reacting aggressively, staying diplomatic and focused on our own interest, we really don't have the power to escalate right now. In our current situation, with dollar-heavy debt and reserves, a bad US policy could spike borrowing costs and erode reserve value. We need not flex our wings too soon in BRICS and challenge US's dominance. It's a high-stake gamble that could easily backfire if tensions escalate. To summarize, several clear economic challenges emerge that could hinder our path to becoming a $10 trillion powerhouse. First, the heavy reliance on populist freebies. It will divert funds away from essential investments in infrastructure and jobs. Regulatory hurdles, including excessive bureaucracy, add hardships to doing business. Though India has climbed in some global rankings, it's far from streamlined. External threats or escalating trade wars add pressure, such as rupee weakening against the dollar, which raises import costs. While government policies address part of this, like pushing green energy for long-term sustainability, they often miss deeper issues due to freebies, like creating dependency on handouts, widening income gaps, and vulnerabilities to dollar fluctuation. So how soon should we change course? Unfortunately, it's bad news. We are late already. If debt hits unsustainable levels by 2030, any more delays could turn our demographic dividend into a burden. Do we know what needs to change? 4 structural shifts. First, ditch untargeted freebies for infra investments. Redirect to roads or renewables. Second, supercharge human capital. Aim to create 90 million jobs by 2030 in AI and EVs. Third, slash regulations. Simplify labor laws. Push FTAs to double exports to $2 trillion. Fourth, lock in fiscal discipline. Bring deficit below 3% and diversify away from dollar dominance carefully. The good news? Yes, government is stepping up. GST 2.0 slashed rates on essentials from September, sparking consumptions without freebies. RBI's 100 BPS rate cuts ease borrowing. But For the true sustainability, we need bolder and faster pivots, like mandatory freebie assessment and deeper green tech bets. India's $10 trillion dream is within reach, but only on a sustainable path, including smartly navigating US pressures and BRICS ambitions without overreaching. The risks are real, but so are the fixes. Time to change course urgently for a resilient future is now. What do you think? Are we on track? Or do we need a policy U-turn? Comment below. Like if this video hits home and subscribe for more deep dives. Thank you for watching. See you the next time.